Okay, so this is gonna be part 3 to what if Deku found Stormbreaker. So let's get into
Up
it.
and coming, ain't nothing, yeah, rookie of the year, I'ma keep it 100, cold-blooded, no budget, from nothing to something, I ain't bluffing, I got a full hand, and a full plan, I ain't gonna stop till I'm at the top, man, every single drop got me feeling awesome, I'm about to pop, started from the bottom, yeah, I wanna live, I'm cold inside, give all I have just to feel alive, I'll fight to live, I'll fight to strive, one day I'll have what I want in life.
So where I last left off, it was the end of the USJ. So let's continue. So well, they would have that 2 week break, and then they would come back, and Aizawa would announce that they would have the sports festival, and they would happen today. So everyone would get ready. They would like change into like their uniforms or whatever, and they would like meet up to see what would be the first like challenge, I guess. And Midnight would announce that it would be an obstacle race. So everyone would be getting ready, and then when Midnight would say go, Todoroki would do that whole ice attack. Deku would not get caught in it, but he was about to. But if he didn't, like, I would say that Deku took off before Todoroki could like Todoroki's ice could touch him. So Deku is like flying, and he gets to the robots. He throws Stormbreaker at the robots, cutting them in half and making them explode. Eventually, he would get to the 0 pointers, and he would fly like really high up, and the one of the robots would try to reach for Deku, but Deku would like throw Stormbreaker, like how Thor did in Infinity War against Thanos. Like he would throw it, and it would like Stormbreaker would go through the robot's arm, and Deku would like he would shoot himself like all the way towards Stormbreaker, and then he would cut off the robot's head, and the robot would fall, and Deku would continue flying. Then he would fly over the canyon part and the mines, and he would get first place. So then the second obstacle would be announced. It would be the cavalry battle. I want to say that his team would be the same. So then everyone would, like, when Midnight would say go, everyone would go for Deku's team. But Deku would throw Stormbreaker around the entire like arena, like knocking people off and like taking their headbands as well. And Todoroki, like his team would go. Ito would still do his reciprocal burst, but before Todoroki would like swipe his like their 10 million headband, Stormbreaker would like be in the middle of both of them. So Todoroki would actually like grab onto Stormbreaker instead of the headband, and I want to say that Todoroki was about to fall, but then Momo or someone like prevented him from falling and hitting the ground. So like Deku would say like, I knew you were gonna go for me, so I had a plan to counteract your attack and all that. Then Deku, like other teams would like kind of stop going for Deku, because like if they do, they would get like get like eliminated and all that. Bakugo would like do like a sneak attack, or like he would attack from above. Deku would shoot lightning out of his hands, and Bakugo would shoot explosions. They would collide in the middle. Then like Deku would jump off his team, and he would fly towards Bakugo. Bakugo would like fly down towards Deku, and they would meet in the middle with a punch. And Bakugo was about to grab onto Deku's headband, but Deku would he would kick Bakugo away, and he would kick Bakugo really hard, and Bakugo was about to hit the ground, but then like his team pulled him back so they wouldn't get eliminated. and Deku would fly back towards his team and continue on. And Deku would have 10, like, he would have this, like, 10 million headband, but along with, like, a few more headbands. So, like, his team would be announced the winner, and then the 1v1 battles, Deku would, like, Shinso would be announced as, like, Deku's opponent, and they would just look at each other. Deku can sense that something is, like, up with him, like, because Shinso's, like, staring at him, like, intensely. So Deku will, like, try to think about what's his quirk, like, what Shinso's quirk could be, and then Ojiro would tell, like, Deku, like, what his quirk is and what it can do. So Deku, like, would know, like, not to talk. But I'm gonna say, like, Stormbreaker would talk with Deku and, like, tell him, like, more details about Shinso's quirk, and he would say that, like, if anyone, like, answers his questions, he can brainwash them, and he basically mind controls them. So, like, Deku would know not to talk. So when their match would begin, Shinso would start trash talking, like in canon, and Deku would not pay attention at all. Like, I would say that he didn't even have Stormbreaker on. I would say that he was kind of, like, he was underestimating Shinso because of what, like, Stormbreaker told him. And by the way he looked, he can tell that Shinso has no muscle and he doesn't work out. So he was, like, underestimating Shinso. So, like, he didn't have Stormbreaker with him, and, like, that was kind of confusing to, like, Class 1A because they've always seen him with Stormbreaker and all that. So, like, when the match has already begun, Shinso will continue, like, trash talking. Deku is, like, he's not paying attention at all, and Shinso would start even, like, insulting, like, Deku and, like, his entire family. Sorry about that, guys. So anyways, Deku, he would, like, be charging up lightning around him, and Shinso would, like, kind of, like, get like, kind of scared because, like, he thinks that Deku has already figured out what his quirk is and all that. So, like Deku can tell that Shinso is, like, getting, like, scared, but Shinso tries his best to hide it and continues insulting Deku and all that. And Deku just kind of gets, like, even, like, he starts to get mad, and he starts charging up even more electricity. And I will say that Shinso would actually say, like, something really, like he hit, like, Deku in the feelings. Like, something, like, kind of like, snapped in Deku when he heard this insult. I can't really think of one, but, like, Deku snapped. And like, when Deku snapped, like the clouds would start, like, forming around, like, above, like, the stage, like, the arena, and, like, thunder would start, like, to be heard. Everyone is confused, and then a giant lightning bolt would strike Deku, and Deku's hair would stand up, and, like, a bunch of, like, thunderbolts are around him, and his eyes are, like, blue, like the picture, like, with lightning coming off of them. He basically looks like 100% One For All Deku, but his lightning is not, like teal. It's actually, like, blue. So yeah. And then Shinso would start getting even more scared, and like, some people are trying to, like, call the match because, like, they think that Deku's about to kill Shinso. So Deku, like, would take one step and it would make a crater, and it would actually make a shockwave with the crater as well. And Shinso would kind of get pushed back. Then Deku would or, like, charge towards Shinso, and he would punch Shinso in the chest so hard that it would make, like, a shockwave, and Shinso would get sent flying towards the wall of the arena. And I want to say that Shinso went through, like, 5 walls, and like he broke like Deku broke like his like I want to say like almost his like entire body, which is an oof for Shinso. So, like Deku like he realizes what he just did, and he he calms down. Then he would be announced as the winner of that match, and everyone would start cheering for Deku because they just saw what Deku can actually do. And some of like the first years are kind of scared of Deku, but like people like Monoma, Bakugo, and Todoroki, they don't care. They think like they can beat Deku and all that. So Deku would like return back to like towards like where his class is sitting, and he waits for like his other matches to start. Then he would get called towards his second match, which is like his opponent would be Todoroki. So Deku would get up, and Deku would go towards the waiting room to get like prepared, and he would actually bring Stormbreaker this time. And um so like his match would be like announced. Deku would come up to the stage along with Todoroki, and they're just staring at each other. Then Midnight would say go. Todoroki would shoot off his ice, and Deku would shoot lightning out of his hand to counteract the ice. And I would say that Todoroki would shoot more ice, like not like normally like how he does it. I would say he would be able to like shoot ice spikes from like his hands, and he's like shooting ice spikes from his hands, and like they're moving fast, so Deku has to dodge them. They're like almost like bullets, almost like they're moving as fast as bullets. So Deku has to be dodging them, but some would actually hit Deku. They wouldn't pierce like Deku, they would just like skin him, but it would do like some damage towards Deku. Then Deku would shoot more lightning at Todoroki, and Todoroki would continue shooting ice at Deku. And like it's just becoming like a war zone right now. Like there's lightning and ice going everywhere, and then Todoroki would shoot like his biggest ice attack that he can make, which is the Heavenly Piercing Ice. I think that's what it's called. That big ice attack that he did against Sero. So, um, so he would do that. Deku would get caught in it, and people who like thought that Deku was out, but then like they would hear they would see like a giant explosion, and they would see Deku covered like around like surrounded by lightning, like a lot more than the first match. And Deku would fly towards Todoroki. Deku would punch Todoroki, and then he would be moving around like Gran Torino. He's like punching and kicking Todoroki multiple times, and then Deku would kick Todoroki towards the opposite side of the ring, and Todoroki would try to get back up, but he can't because like he's taking too much damage. And Deku would say like, you're not gonna win unless you use your fire. And then Todoroki would say like, I can't use his fire. And then Deku would say that it's not his fire, it's yours. Then Todoroki would like shoot, like burst into flames, like in canon. And he would get into that same stance as in canon. And I would say like Todoroki's like his fire. I would say like there's like a blue fade, like a fade of blue, like in his fire, and Deku's like he gets in like a similar stance, like it, and like there's lightning coming around like all around Deku. There's lightning, like he's cracking the arena basically. And Todoroki would shoot his ice attack like in canon. Deku would shoot towards the attack. He would break it by punching it. No, he would shoot lightning at it, and then it would explode. And then when Todoroki was charging up his big fire attack, Deku would be charging up another lightning attack, and like it would be charging up with Stormbreaker, and Stormbreaker would be glowing like like a dark blue, and when like Todoroki would like shoot his fire, Deku would shoot his like he would throw Stormbreaker at the fire, and Cementos would like make the walls like in canon. And I'll say like a bigger explosion happened, like not like really big, but like a bigger explosion would happen than in canon. And when the smoke would clear, both of them are seen standing. Deku was like Deku was like having a little bit of trouble standing, but then Todoroki would fall towards the ground, and he would be unconscious, and it would be announced that Deku was the winner of that. So Deku would also like fall unconscious, and he would get taken to what's her name, Recovery Girl. There we go. So he would get healed up and all that, and like a few matches would go by. Then his match would be called like he would be versing Bakugo, and Deku, like he's getting prepared. He has Stormbreaker too. So he walks up on the arena. So does Bakugo. They're staring at each other. Midnight would say go. Bakugo would shoot towards Deku. Deku would block his explosions, and he would shoot lightning at Bakugo. Bakugo would shoot like explosions. I must say that Bakugo like learned how to do his AP shot earlier, so he's doing AP shots at Deku. Deku shooting like lightning bolts from his fingers to counteract these AP shots. And he's flying. Like he would throw Stormbreaker at Bakugo to like knock the wind out of him, and he would also get like electrocuted, and Bakugo would get sent towards the ground. But then Bakugo would get back up. He would charge at Deku, and Bakugo would throw a big explosion. Deku couldn't really block it, but Deku would he would be able to he would shoot more lightning. Bakugo would be shooting more explosions, and it's even more like chaotic than Deku's and Todoroki's fight was, because there's explosion after explosion. There's just like explosions like on the other side, and there's like lightning going off on the other and all that. And then Bakugo would he was like getting ready for his howitzer impact attack, and Deku would be charging up lightning in his fist. And when Bakugo was about to like use his howitzer impact, Deku would punch towards Bakugo, and their attacks would collide, and it would make like a huge explosion, like bigger than the Todoroki fight. Like it was bigger than bigger than that explosion. And Deku is like kneeling down because he's tired and all that. And Bakugo is like completely knocked out. And Deku would be announced the winner of the sports festival. So yeah. The next day, Aizawa would be talking about internships, and they would pick out the hero names. And Deku's hero name would be Thor. And yeah, so I'm gonna say that Deku would go with Gran Torino. I'm gonna say that Gran Torino actually gave Deku an internship opportunity. So Deku would go to Gran Torino. Gran Torino would put Deku at the same training like in canon, and they would like Deku, like he would already know how to do his full cowling. But he would just work on it more. He would be able to like move a lot faster. So then they would go on patrol. Then the Nomus would start attacking the city, and and Gran Torino would help with the whole incident. Um, Deku would be cutting off the Nomus' heads with no problem. Then I must say that he would also be like helping civilians evacuate, and while he's doing that, he would hear like someone in the alleyway, and he would go to check it out, and he would see Ida about to get killed by Stain. But then Deku would come in, and he would kick Stain in the face, and Stain this actually did like a lot of like damage towards Stain, and Stain was like kind of like struggling to get up, and he would say like, "Huh, another fake hero that I need to take down." And Stain would charge at Deku. Deku would dodge his attacks. Deku would continue to kick and punch Stain until like they were like Stain would get knocked out, and Deku would save Ida, and he would also save Native. Yeah, that's his name. Sorry. Anyways, so Ida would get sent towards the hospital along with Native, and Deku would not get the credit because like he used his quirk, quote unquote. So like he doesn't get the credit. But then the next like few days he would like return back to school, and then it would be announced that they would be like their final exams are right around the corner. So they would all get ready. They would be training. Then they would get like told what they're gonna be doing for their final test, which they would like be fighting the teachers, and the same groups as in canon. So Bakugo and Deku versus All Might. So their match would begin. Deku's walking. He's trying to think of a plan, and then All Might would do his like smash like in canon, and both of them would get sent back, and then All Might would charge at both of them. Bakugo would get back up and charge at All Might. Bakugo would throw an explosion, but it didn't hurt All Might at all, and All Might would grab Bakugo by the face and slam him towards the ground. Then All Might would do the same thing. He would do the same thing as Hulk did to Loki. He would grab to Bakugo's leg, and he would be smashing Bakugo towards the ground, and like this would actually break his gauntlets. Like only one of them. He would break only one of those gauntlets. And then Deku would get back, like he would charge at All Might, and he would punch All Might he would punch him like really hard. And All Might would actually get sent flying back. I must say like 50 feet. And All Might would say like, "Huh, you have some strength, young Midoriya, but it won't be enough." All Might would charge at Deku, and he would appear behind Deku. Deku would react, like he would like move from, like he would dodge All Might's attack, and Deku would kick up, so he would hit All Might in the chin. Then Bakugo would get back up, and he would start shooting AP shots at All Might. And then he would also do like flashbang grenades and all that. And then then Bakugo would get like really mad, and he would like use his gauntlet explosion. And All Might would actually like feel like he would get like some damage towards that. But then he would get right back up and continue fighting with both of them. All Might would grab Deku by the arm and swing him towards Bakugo, because Bakugo was charging at All Might, and so like he would he would swing Deku towards Bakugo, and they would both like collide with each other and fall towards the ground. Then Deku would get back up, and All Might was about to hit Deku, but then Deku would he would get struck by lightning, and there would be like gray clouds in the sky. Deku he would like All Might would hear like the ground start to like rumble and all that, and just like bolt like lightning bolts coming from the sky surrounding Deku, and yeah, like All Might would say like, huh, like let's see how strong you are with this amount of power. So All Might would charge at Deku, and he would like throw a punch, but Deku would like just straight up block it with one hand, and All Might would continue throwing punches at Deku, but Deku would be dodging and dodging all of them. So like Deku would throw his punch at All Might, he would hit him in the chest, and All Might would get sent flying through like two buildings, and All Might like would have like a little like he would struggle a little bit to get up, but then Deku would appear right in front of All Might, and he would like punch All Might again, sending him like up like a few levels of that building that he was in, and then like All Might would get back up and he would like escape from the building. Then he would continue fighting with Deku, and Bakugo is like knocked out. I'm gonna just say that. So like All Might's fighting Deku, and he's thinking in his mind that Deku's a lot stronger than he anticipated, and like he would like I would say that he had Stormbreaker like hiding somewhere, like so like All Might didn't like see like where if he had Stormbreaker, but then like Deku would retreat Stormbreaker, and as All Might was about to attack Deku, Deku would block his attack with Stormbreaker, and it will make a huge shockwave. And I would say like it like fractured All Might's wrist, just because like yeah, it just like fractured All Might's wrist. So All Might would like kind of hold his hand, and then Deku would kick All Might in the face, and All Might would get knocked out. And their match, like they would pass the exam. So yeah, I'm gonna end it off here. I hope you guys like this part. Subscribe. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.